guys, welcome back to another Talk Coventry City video. Now today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be grading the players that have joined us over the 2020 summer transfer window. Now just to make things clear from the start, I won't be grading any players that haven't played for us yet, such as Hilsner or Julian Da Costa, because it's unfair, we haven't seen what they're like. But I will be grading every other player, and let's get straight into it with a really good one. Now first up we have one of my favourites, which is Leo Ostergard, the Norwegian centre-back who joined us from Brighton over the summer transfer window. And when I was doing my research on this guy, I was really surprised to find out he's actually younger than me. He's actually only 20 years old, and you wouldn't think it from the confidence that he's shown so far. He's been brilliant. He came straight into the team because Michael Rose had an injury at the start of the season, and they are big boots to fill. You think last season we had the best defence in League One. You had Carl McAllister, Dom Hyam and Michael Rose. The three of them were dependable, but if you put one weak link in that defence, then it all falls apart. But Leo Ostergard was not a weak link. He went straight in there and he's been brilliant. Now I think Leo Ostergard bleeds talent. I think he's a future star for Coventry City and Norway as well. I think he's really good. I think he could get into that Norway team. I think he's already part of the Norway under-21 setup, but he's a very good player and he will probably get into that Norway first team in no time. He's been very good. I mean, in the air he's fantastic. He wins every header. Defensively he's brilliant, he's strong, his passes are great, he's great at intercepting the ball, at tackling. And he nearly scored against Barnsley as well. You remember he had that header that came down off the bar. That would have been great for him, great for his confidence. But don't worry, the goals will come. He's only a defender. The goals will come at some point in the season. But I think Leo Ostergaard's been a fantastic signing, and everything I've seen of him so far has made me really, really excited. There's not one bad thing I could say about this guy. I'm going to give Leo Ostergaard an A. Right then, next up guys is a fan's favourite. It is Callum OHara, who is a fantastic player. We saw it last season. This guy oozes quality, and what a signing it is. Probably one of Coventry's best signings in recent history. This guy bleeds quality, he really does. He was fantastic. He was with us last season on a one-year loan deal from Aston Villa, and he scored goals, he got assists, he threw his body where it hurt. He's a fantastic all-round attacking midfielder, and real part of the promoted team last season. Now, when he went back to Aston Villa, I thought that might be the end of Callum OHara and Coventry City, but Mark Robins, being the genius he is, managed to get him back, and not only on another loan deal, but on a free transfer from Aston Villa. It's a fantastic deal when you think this guy at Aston Villa was being called the next Jack Grealish, and we all know that Jack Grealish is a quality player. The fact that we've managed to get him, and we haven't had to pay for him, we've got him on a free transfer, I think Mark Robins has done a very fantastic, underrated job on this one. And yeah, this guy is quality. Callum OHara is a fantastic player. I think he's made the step up to the Championship quite well, to be honest. He's already scored, he's played a part in a few other goals, he obviously is a linchpin in that middle, he makes things work, he makes the team tick, he turns defence into attack very quick. Obviously I think he will continue to get better. I think he's good at the moment, I think he'll get even better. But I think I'm going to give Callum OHara an A as well. I think it's a fantastic transfer, and he's made the step up to the Championship really look easy. And yeah, he's a fantastic player. He was never going to stay in League One, let's be honest. This guy, he was too good for League One, and if Coventry didn't get promoted, we probably wouldn't have got him back. So it's a fantastic signing. Callum OHara, I'm giving him an A. Now next up we have Tyler Walker on a loan deal from Nottingham Forest. Now you've got to admit, this was some fantastic business once again by Mark Robins. This guy was on loan at Lincoln City and Mansfield Town in his last two clubs, and he basically scored a goal every 2 games. He is a fantastic goal machine. And the fact that we got him when we looked like we'd already done enough business, he was one of our last signings to come in, is fantastic. It's a great backup option after Matty Godden. Let's face it, Matty Godden is by far our best striker. He will score the most goals. But Tyler Walker is a player who can definitely step in and join in with the goals. Now, so far we haven't seen an awful lot of Tyler Walker. He did start in our first game, which was the Carabao Cup game, and he managed to score away at MK Dons, which is a fantastic thing. It boosts his confidence straight away. But he hasn't really appeared in many of the league games. That's not any fault of his own. It's Matty Godden being in there and being the only striker most of the time, and he scores goals, so it's hard to replace Matty Godden. And then Tyler Walker has actually contracted coronavirus, so we haven't actually seen him for the last 2 weeks, and all the best to him. We hope he gets well and has a speedy recovery. So far though, I won't give him an A. I think I'll give him a B, purely based on the fact that we haven't seen the best of him yet, but I think it's a good signing. We have seen little glimpses of quality, and I think once he gets a run in this team, he can score goals, he can provide goals for the other strikers, and he's a very good all-round player. So Tyler Walker, you're getting a B. Now next up we have Gustavo Hemer. Now this is arguably the best of the transfer window just gone. From what we've seen so far anyway, he's the player who's had the biggest impact in this starting 11. I mean, obviously Callum OHara's quality, Ostergard quality, Tyler Walker quality, but Gustavo Hemer plays in that CDM position which dictates the play. Now we've seen it over recent years. Liam Walsh last season, arguably the best player because he was the CDM. The season in League 2, Michael Doyle, the CDM, arguably the best player. It's a position which is so vital, and if you get it right, they can be arguably the best player in this team. And so far this season, I'd say Gustavo Hemer has been our best player. Now that's not to say Gustavo Hemer isn't without his faults. He is quite a dirty player, he's quite cynical, but don't get me wrong, I do love it when Gustavo Hemer goes flying into tackles and gets in the ref's ear and gives their players a bit of stick. That's what you want to see, but sometimes his temper might get the better of him, and when we played Bournemouth he did get a red card for putting his hand on Steve Cook's face, arguably a soft red, but a red nonetheless. And I think it's a weakness that can be exposed, and for me it was a shame to see him get that red card because it meant he was out for the next 3 games. So if he could just get on the right side of that temper, I think he is arguably one of the best players Coventry City has, and he makes the team tick. Don't get me wrong, he's a brilliant player, and I still think he could get even better. When he comes back from his suspension, I think he can push on into a few more gears as the season kicks on. He'll probably chip in with the goals as well, which would be great. And I think there's even better to come from Gustavo Hemer, and this is an easy one. Gustavo Hemer is getting an A. Now next up we have Ben Sheaf on a loan deal from Arsenal. Now this was quite an exciting transfer when you looked at what he did for Doncaster last season. He's a very, very talented young player, and he is very creative as well. He's a player that would definitely fit into this Coventry City team. He's made a decent impact so far, don't get me wrong, he's made a few appearances now, and I think we have seen some real glimpses of quality. He hasn't scored yet, but I'm sure the goals will come. Some Coventry City fans have not been too keen on this guy, they haven't taken to him yet, but I'd say most Coventry fans are quite liking him. Not the most important midfielder in that team, but definitely a good player who can make a good impact, and on his day a real quality player who can chip in with goals. Like we said, we saw it with Doncaster last season, but purely based on the fact that we've only seen him for a few appearances so far this season, and I think the best is still to come from Ben Sheaf, I'm going to give him a C. Now next up we have Ryan Giles, the fullback, on a loan deal from Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now we got this guy in for a loan last season and we didn't see much of him at all. He came in and we already had 2 real quality fullbacks in McCallum and Dabo, and it would have been hard for him to get into that team. And then before you know it, lockdown happened. I think he only got about 1 appearance last season. But this season he's come straight in, he's gone straight into that left back position, and I think he's been quite good this season. I think he can swap on either side, so he can play left and right back, but I think Ryan Giles has been quite decent. I think attacking is more his strength than defending. With the modern fullback, they do get forwards. He's got a decent cross on him. He got a great assist for that Matty Godden goal against QPR. But I think defensively he does look a little bit suspect. I don't think he's a bad defender. I think he is quite good, but he just his concentration sometimes seems to slip. And I think once he's on it, he's a very good fullback. I think Ryan Giles is quite a good player, and once again we're yet to see the best of him. I'm going to give Ryan Giles a B. And then last up we have another fullback. This one is a player we all know. It's Sam McCallum, the left back who went to Norwich City last season, but he's come back on a 1-year loan deal, and it's a real surprise, this signing, to be honest. I didn't see it coming. It was one of the latest transfers we brought in, and it's not a bad one at all. We all know that Sam McCallum was quality last season, a real breakthrough season for him, and he fully deserved that transfer to Norwich City. Now Norwich obviously didn't need him this season. They've got some good fullbacks themselves like Max Aarons, but they've sent him back to us, probably to develop him a bit better so they can then take him once he's even better. But yeah, he's been decent, to be honest. He came in, his first appearance was Brentford away, and he looked in that second half to be the only Coventry City player trying to create things going forwards. He's a very, very good attacking fullback, and I think this left back, he's got everything. He's great in the air, he's great at defending, he's great at attacking, and in the last game against Swansea I thought he was one of our best players as well. So I think Sam McCallum is going to come in, and I think he'll probably hold on to a starting 11 place this season if he keeps going the way he is. There's a lot of competition for the fullbacks because obviously Julian Costa is injured, Dabo is going to come back soon, and we'll have Ryan, Giles, McCallum, Dabo, even Pask can play as a fullback as well, so we've got plenty of options, but I think McCallum is real quality, and I think this was a very good deal actually. I'm going to give this a B, and I think it's going to be quite an exciting one for Sam McCallum. Hopefully he can have another good season for us. And there we go, guys, that rounds up today's video. Make sure to like the video and subscribe as well. We are on the road to 900 subscribers. We are very close now, so get down there, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree with the grades that I've given to the Coventry City transfers. I think some of these players have yet to show us their best, but let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree, and we'll see you in the next video. It's Blackburn at the weekend, so hopefully we can get results, and yeah, I'll see you soon, guys. Peace out.